them up. Black nation rise. We don't think of full time. So we stop being victimized, organize and centralize. Take the shackles off your mind. Black nation rise. Hold your head up with pride. Them no care about black lives. Now the ship a capsize. Open up your mind. Firstly, every African a queen and king. Know your past and you will know yourself with it. Black man not got our color and no sin. Never trade my roots, me proud of my skin. Sing I forget the old slave master Jim. Pan back with busting and you know them now bring them from the plantation. Nowadays a prison. Hear the ancestors them singing African hymns. But we have to rise up in order to win. We have to see a floating sinkings and we can't sing. Call out the black leaders in our communities. We stand against injustice and stand for unity. And in action rise. We don't think of full time. Do we stop being victimized, organize and centralize. Take the shackles off your mind. Black nation rise. Hold your head up with pride. Them no care about black lives. Now the ship a capsize. Open up your mind. Freedom must come with a cost. You can't know the future if you don't know the past. If you sight the fullness, if you don't know the half. Them milk the mother cow and them want kill the calf. Check the status, it's off the grid off the graph. Look how much blocky youths them kill off the Ross. Classism, racism, black brother them a ball. We have to fight all if we back against the wall. Like a Bengi roll. Bengi roll. Go back to your roots and your window on yourselves. We did that with our friends, no one time to rebel. By the KKK, no black brothers, them hang them in the suburbs, we in a projects, yo, you know see the trend. In a 2020, yo, we still a go pretend. Like slave master and slave bikini, they my friend. Like Black Panther, take a stance, yeah, my friend. Can't play cover, rise up from lions den. Reaching out to the rude boys and all the ragamuffins. You will fall for anything if you stand for something. Black nation rise. We don't think of full time. Do we stop being victimized, organize and centralize. Take the shackles off your mind. Black nation rise. Hold your head up with pride. Let no care about black lives. Now the ship a capsize. Open up your mind.
Black nation rise in the sea of full time. Ladies and gentlemen, blessings to you. This is Midday Connections. It's Wednesday. It's a Wednesday afternoon, and I'd like to wish everyone a good afternoon, and I hope that you're having a productive day. If you're at work, if you are at home, if you're on the road, if you're driving, I get to understand that a lot of the taxi drivers specifically, they tune in to Midday Connections specifically. When it's the night show, they're probably already at home, but specifically for Midday Connections, they are driving, they are, traveling, they are up and down in the busy streets. So a big shout out to all the taxi operators. Yes, to everyone. If you're at work and you're on your lunch break, a big shout out to you. Listen, please do like this live, share the platform. We're going to be having a conversation this afternoon, primarily surrounding what was said in Parliament yesterday. Yesterday showed me a lot of things. I've had some, renewed stances based on what I saw in Parliament yesterday. It definitely confirmed my speculations about this government and just the way in which everything has been managed so far. But yesterday, Minister Vaz made it clear that they will be loaning $150 million US to JPS to speed up the restoration process in terms of electricity to some of the places that were heavily affected by Melissa. Well, there are a number of concerns, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, a number of concerns were raised whether or not it was a wise thing to do, in the sense of already we see where a lot of persons are in need of so much, right? I'm going to be taking some calls soon, don't worry. Yeah, persons are concerned about the state and the way in which we've been managing the funds. That's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. I saw a comment from one of the, one of our fellow Jamaicans online. Yeah, and let me just read what he said. And this is a response to Minister Vaz's stance on the money being loaned to JPS and the justifications for it. But here's what this person said online. The same minister who just spent 1.4 billion, US 9 million, to buy retired school buses with zero accountability is now turning around to loan JPS a massive US 150 million, a company that is 80% foreign owned by Marubeni in Japan and Korea East West Power, two of the richest utility investors in the world who absolutely have top tier insurance on their assets. JPS made steady profits of US 42 million in 2021, US 54 million in 2022, US 68 million in 2023, and around US 62 million in 2024, all while earning over US 1 billion in annual revenue. Yet, this minister wants Jamaican taxpayers struggling after hurricane damage and already paying some of the highest light bills in the Caribbean to backstop a company that its wealthy foreign owners should be funding themselves. So the real question is, why is this minister using public money to bail out a profitable foreign corporations instead of demanding that they use their own insurance, their own capital, and their own billions? Jamaicans need to open their eyes, because every time these backdoor deals pass quietly, the people lose someone else's pockets. The people lose and someone else pockets the difference. That's what somebody said on a platform, and I was looking into the comment, and I wanted to know what you think regarding the Minister Vaz, JPS, that loan, and what exactly do you think is going to happen in the next couple of months, especially when you continue to see the arrogance of this government? Even the Prime Minister Ishmael, big up Ishmael in studio, right? Big up Ishmael in studio, Mishi Dex, Mr. Stevens, the entire team. I believe they are out on the road, Ishmael. I believe so. We pray that the Lord will protect them as they travel. A lot happened in Parliament yesterday. Just gonna give you guys a refresh of some of the things that were brought up even last night. A lot of persons still don't see the government. Yeah.
When Melissa blow, and you not even see the Prime Minister, they come. But when you be in your little one room, the Prime Minister come hug you up and he kiss you up, and he might have changed his shirt because say probably no one Jamaican people smell like his shirt. You know want Jamaican people smell like that, and right now, no water for we be nothing, and the Prime Minister not even come and say thanks. I don't see what. Africa, they look more money, poor town where you got. God no love, not no ugly, Mr. Wellness. Come to Chilani, people, everything you talk about this or this, me know you about Chilani. So look where you used to go in the ghetto, not people one room. But look, we vote and you get it. Mr. Andrew Wellness do better. God will tear down for your bands.
Let me repeat. The member is saying that his position is that he would not release the $150 million unless he knew where the $200 million was coming from. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. And I am telling you,
Minister, please. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot is happening in this country. But listen to what, I believe this was this morning. Listen to what Philip Paulwell, the opposition spokesperson on energy and telecommunications, had to say. I believe this was posted this morning. Hold on.
Regarding this controversial loan of 24 billion Jamaican dollars being extended to the Jamaica Public Service Company, and also its handling of the license negotiation. We have major concerns about this government's decision to extend such a loan in the absence of critical details. The government has failed to answer questions about the risks to taxpayers, the valuation of the company's assets.
Hold on, callers. Hold on. Just let me get through this. Just let me
get
a release
through. From the people.
Callers, before you call, I'm going to be taking some calls after this video. Just want to put some context to our conversation before we get into it. But when you call, you interrupt the video, all right? So just let me get through this, and then I'll take some calls. Hold on.
From the People's National Party Media Unit.
I'm using this opportunity to call upon the government to immediately come clean to the Jamaican people regarding this controversial loan of 24 billion.
Oh my God. Midday Connections, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Brother Perry. So, oh my gosh, finally get to you. I'm driving before I get on the highway. Now, I heard you said that liar, thief in Kilavaz giving JPS 150. This is my opinion. You see that 150? I doubt JPS gonna get even half of that. The rest is going in his pocket. How can they find 150 to give to JPS, but yet still the devastation down in the western side, each constituency or each parish getting 10 million? Make that make sense. Tell me how that work out now. Tell me how that work out now. When you hear him, liar, open film, big choppers, you know, a PLI come out of that, you know, and we all know that he's a thief. Look how the school bus them went down. So you know, say 100 million of this are going a theme packet and probably the 50 to JPS. Why they couldn't make that be the figure to give to those people down in the West to get their houses repaired and then give JPS the 10 million? No one explain that to me, Brother Perry.
Yes, we're gonna
make it make sense.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, we're gonna go into it a little later. We're just getting through the context to the conversation, and then we take some more calls.
Mr. This government, them just sick. My stomach sick like no one to vomit. I can't stand them. But if the head is dirty, the middle, the bottom, and underneath, below, everybody dirty and corrupt. Good, have a good day, Perry. Sorry if you come on so harsh, but me just tired of them, man. Tired of them.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get through the Philip Paulwell video because he's the opposition spokesperson on energy and telecommunications. So we'd like to hear his concern that could edify us so that when we make our calls and make our comments, we're doing so in context. Very important. So before I even put up the number for persons to call, Just allow me to get through this video, because when you call, it interrupts the video. All right. So let's
is a
just see.
release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I'm using this opportunity to call upon the government to immediately come clean to the Jamaican people regarding this controversial loan of 24 billion Jamaican dollars being extended to the Jamaica Public Service Company, and also its handling of the license negotiation. We have major concerns about this government's decision to extend such a loan in the absence of critical details. The government has failed to answer questions about the risks to taxpayers, the valuation of the company's assets, and the interest rate attached to the loan. No responsible government can commit 24 billion Jamaican dollars of taxpayers' money without stating the interest rate or the terms that protect the public's interests. Based on the government's own disclosure, if the loan is not repaid within 2 years, the government intends to convert the debt into equity. If the plan is to convert unpaid debt into shares, what is the current valuation of the assets the government will be acquiring? Has this valuation been completed, and at what date? I also want to know whether or not the JPS will be able to secure funding for the balance of US 200 million that it claims is required for full restoration of service. And I am demanding that the government disclose which state agency will disburse the funds for the loan. I believe that the government, in providing this loan to the company, should use it as leverage to secure meaningful concessions from the company. I'm therefore recommending the temporary suspension of JPSCO's monopoly on transmission and distribution during periods of national emergencies. So, for example, to allow neighbors with functioning solar or alternative generation to supply nearby households legally. I also believe it's a good time now for the government to enable those operators in special economic zones to generate and distribute their own electricity internally, reducing costs and accelerating economic recovery. The government's poor handling of the issues surrounding the JPSCO license is another reason for the instability that the company faces and why it cannot on its own secure funding for the full restoration. We have been urging the government since 2023 not to wait until 2027 to negotiate essential changes to the JPSCO license. There is no magic to that date. Licensing terms can be amended at any time, and we have wasted valuable years when leverage was available. We are also very concerned that the JPSCO, which has already hinted at major electricity price increase, will seek to pass on unreasonably price increases to the consumers. I am therefore urging the OUR to be proactive to ensure that there is a transparent process in determining the rate that consumers ought to pay during this period. We are also very concerned that the JPSCO, which has already hinted at major electricity price increase, will seek to pass on unreasonably price increases to the consumers. I am therefore urging the OUR to be proactive to ensure that there is a transparent process in determining the rate that consumers ought to pay.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about JPS. Let's talk about Vaz and his Minister Vaz and his behavior in Parliament yesterday. Even the Prime Minister yesterday had a number of things to say. Very interesting, very interesting. This is Midday Connections, all right? You can call me now. Let's talk. 150 million US to be lent to JPS to speed up the recovery process. We're not talking about a poor company. We're not talking about a company that has no money. They have the resources. They should have the resources. They have the money. Why is the government in a time like this, when every penny counts, when we should be spending to bring back the lives of the people to a certain place in the form of housing? People still need food. water. But anyways, let's take some calls. Midday Connections, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perry. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good, just wondering what is really happening in this country. Let me know what you think.
Brother, I am here and I am wondering to what is happening. You mean so we have so much people outside and bars with so much attitude in the parliament and then JPS so much money? JPS will rip off the country so much. Brother Perry, I hear you said something yesterday. I am a Bible believing person. I believe in God and I believe in all of this. But unless we can get up, let me tell you something. The talking now make no sense. When the wall of Jericho were coming down.
Yes.
The people never sit down. The people said they march around the wall of Jericho. You understand what I mean? So you can't sit down and talk about prayer without work is dead.
It's dead.
Yes, but we have here in government. I thought this and I tell before the election, and I say it and I go to say it again. I don't think a man who believes in Jesus Christ, baptized in the name of and have the Holy Ghost should have voted for this Labour Party. Because them is a wicked, dirty Labour Party, me I tell you. Look how my angle the opposition in there. Yesterday, you can't know a thief, just like with the school bus. Just when do with the school bus, at this a game I play now. Because remember, I said I'm going to resign, Remember, I said he's soon gone, And he said, I want only 5 more years in children. So this is JPS money now for him and JPS. Let me tell you something, unless we can start march on the wall of Jericho, in our come down. Have a good day, Mr. Perry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Midday Connections. Taking some calls this afternoon. Let me know what you think. It is a good move or is a bad move by the government? Right? To be lending out 150 million US, billions of dollars to JPS to do their job. Midday Connections. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perry.
Blessings, man.
Well, Mr. Perry. Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You hearing me?
Loud and clear.
First of all, listening to Mr. Vaz yesterday. Remember, the JPS never asked Jamaica government or Mr. Vaz for a loan, They ask for an extension for them to get outside financing to help them to do their job. You understand? Okay, so Mr. Vaz said, him and the finance minister and the finance, the two of them are finance, or he said the upper sit down with JPS, and because them say if they extended them have to extend it 10 years and then give Jamaica people one promise that them are going to get rid of JPS or alternative or whatever decision. But because Melissa come now, he have to do this. Then let me ask you something. With a company like this, which is a huge 2 people that have been here about it, them millions they make. You read it, you say how much million for how much years they make in profit. So let me ask you something. What about our people? Seriously, no. Mr. Vaz say housing. If you take up $150 million and you spend it on housing, little house, little water, and little school, the money no worth nothing. So I guess we no worth nothing then, Mr. Perry.
No, my God.
We people, them are know nothing, right?
All right.
And then he turn around and say, when the opposition stand firm in a calm, like a rock, not moving, say, listen, answer the question. When he say they not budge, he start cuss them, say them bad mind. And they wicked and they evil. So, have no room to throw upon them now. Like when throw upon the bus. Have nothing for him there for work. Only thing him do is shout and carry on. Listen, man. The world see this behavior from these people, and then
yes.
I'm not political. In this case, you can't be political. Come on, man, with people, them are suffer.
Now, even the schools are asking them to remove those people in the school from out of the as a shelter because they need to restart the schools. They need to repair the schools. So I was listening and reading about re-evacuation, or they call it reverse evacuation. Where am I going to put them?
All right.
So come on now, Mr. Perry.
Yes.
What we are going to do? What we have to do? You have any suggestion? Because look
No,
like
man,
this man, I
of
listen
course.
to nobody.
At the end of the program, I normally give my suggestion as to what we can do, but we're gonna take some more calls and hear what others are saying.
All right. I'll listen and I'll watch and I'll wait for that suggestion. Thank you, sir.
Yes, man, most definitely. Midday Connections, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother. Good afternoon.
Blessings, man.
Yes, man. I've been watching a show, but it's like we are here as one Jamaican, okay? And so what is going on with the labor right, the Labour Party? I must be honest with you. The world can see it, and trust me, what I'm going to say, the world can back me about that. It's like what they are doing to the Jamaican people, okay? It's like they just want to destroy the Jamaican people. Just wipe them out. I just think they just want to wipe out our Jamaican people so that the investors can come in and take over. That's what Andrew Holmes is doing. The next thing again that I want, I want to draw your attention to this. Remember, we are just coming out of this crisis, this dangerous disaster, right? That, trust me, affect the 95% are probably 95% of Jamaica. Okay? Kingston side don't get any. So, I'm not talking about them. All right, look at this now. Look the amount of people that get damaged in America. All right? Okay, all right. The government just gets some money. I think it's 150 million, right? From insurance. All right? Okay. Now look at this now. Look at this now. All right. I just wanted to look at what I'm saying. Now, this government, if this government can have 150 million US dollars to lend it to JPS, why does it? He take funds and whatsoever from the other country then. If this government can find 150 million to lend one company, right? We don't need no help from nobody. Look, I want you to just look at what I'm saying now.
Yes, man, I get you. I'm sure persons understand the angle that you're coming from.
You understand what I'm saying? 150 million US dollar to one company. And you see how we get when Mark Holden channels him about it, just when get heated.
Yes. I'm gonna show that clip. I'm gonna show that clip.
Like a wicked pit bull. Now let me say something to you. Something is not right there. Believe you me, they should do some great and some deep investigation. Deep one. And if they can't manage it, right? I know the PNP don't have any money. Call in help. Please. Mark Golden and your team, call in help to see how the money is spending. Ask for help. Beg it. Beg it from America. Beg it from whoever you can beg it to. Please. My brother, peace and love. Here, all the best.
Yeah, man, all the best. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play a part of the Look at how Vaz was behaving in Parliament after sensible questions were being asked. Huh? Is this a clip? I believe this is it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Let me indicate very clearly for all of Jamaica to hear. The meeting that we had yesterday morning, where the Minister of Finance and the Financial Secretary was there, we ironed out a way forward, realizing the seriousness and the time-sensitive nature of this response. So the first answer to your question is that this government is prepared on behalf of the people of Jamaica to release the $150 million in whatever tranches are required as quickly as possible to get the restoration going. And that's the difference between a caring government and somebody who has a financial background. The people want light. Okay? So let me just make that clear.
Point of order, Minister.
Point of order.
Minister, point of order.
His feet, talking. The minister is standing on his feet, talking into the mic. You don't need to personalize your response. You don't need to get hot under the collar. It's a legitimate question I'm asking. And I'm just, so don't bother about having a financial background. I want to know a simple question. Are you going to ensure the funding is in place? And now you're coming back and personalizing it in a totally unnecessary way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Let me take some calls first. Midday Connections, good afternoon.
Hi, Perry. Why are you giving this piece of human waste relevance? Why?
Tell me what you think.
What I think? Something has to be done about this party because it's not about Jamaica anymore.
What can we do? What can we do? I think we lost the call.
You don't want to know what I think.
Oh, yeah.
I am calling for here in Jamaica and far for a demonstration against. See what they did with Trump? With the demonstration worldwide? This is what it needs right now.
You believe that Jamaica needs to be radical?
Party. It's humanitarian. Yes.
My God, my God. All right. Serious words, ladies and gentlemen, from this caller. All right. Thank you so much. The caller said that it's time to be radical. My God. Ladies and gentlemen, what is really happening in Jamaica? It's the same thing there's the same thing that Minister Vaz did with the old school buses. He made it seem as if the PNP was against the rural bus system. And he played upon the emotions of the people by saying, oh, the PNP bad mind. And they don't want the children to have school bus. When that was never the concern. I don't want to get into it much right now. Media Connections, good afternoon.
Hi, Perry.
Blessings.
Afternoon. Hear my thing now, Perry. In terms of the 150 million, Boss say him need to give restoration to the parishes. But the parishes have no house. So which we go hang the light on tarpaulin and most of the people them still in a shelter. So how you go do full restoration by Christmas? Where them go hang? Where them go? Where you go put the light on? Me not understand. But to me, Perry, I think I'm business people them. I'm interested in and the tourism sector people them. You want them kind of people that they probably get back light, right? To keep the business afloat. But you have to remember, see, are the same people them when I quarrel with Marky G for. And I say, Marky G bad mind. And because they're not like poor people and rate it. But the poor people are not light. We not know house. So we go, you give them light and in a house. Which part them are go where go put where them are go have the light pan? If you think it hard to give them the little generator for then go on use until the light come back. Me just not understand it, Perry. Me not understand it. Right? They don't have any house. Them still in the shelters in the schools. So what is hell of a low about restoration? As if to say is that you care. The PNP is so uncaring about the people, and you so caring. But then just to take the people them out of the little rubble, out of the whole rubble and this swamp and the dirty water and this and that, and put them somewhere in a clean environment. That's when them think it's hard to do that. But they want to give the JPS 150 million for restoration. And it's not only 150 in a Perry, is 350 million.
Yes, I saw that. Because he said that he did the calculations wrong last night.
Right.
So he didn't.
Right. So they only give it. They give in the 150 up front. And that is what right. So they still have the 250 mil to find, And those are the questions that Mark G is asking, where that is gonna come from.
Exactly.
And guess what, Perry? That JPS is not an insurance company. First of all, one of the company walk away, Marabeni. I walk away from the
exactly.
Right. So, and JPS is not issue. Who to tell when JPS get this money and JPS take up them bungalow and walk away? So where that leave Jamaica?
Exactly.
Where does that leave Jamaica?
That's why.
Those are the questions that market. And those are the questions that Market G want to know before them saying that them as a matter of fact, them offer this 150 mil already, and they deal not sign it. Perry, remember same say this morning them go complete. The motion come a parliament yesterday to come announce all of this, and yet still the deal not even. Perry, I don't know what is happening in this country, but people must remember say this is Daryl Vaz, Remember the beachfront.
All right.
Remember the beachfront. I remember the school bus. I know JPA. Remember, say Gerald Vaz see when they go through the red light. Right? This man have no credibility. So I don't know. But Mark D them have to go stand up on him because this is the cat band where the hurricane triggered this 150 million. Right? So, you want to do whole I give JPS, and JPS not even into work. We not have the 100% guarantee with JPS,
Exactly.
This, and guess what? And moreover, the people not know who see put in the light,
All right.
You think it's not know. So I don't know what is happening, but this is Jamaica for us.
All right.
This is Jamaica for us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Have a good day, Terry.
All right. Midday Connections, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perry. Good afternoon to you.
Blessings, man. Blessings.
Yeah, God blessings to you too. I'm having a serious problem. I'm here depressed today. Just listening to Mr. Vaz depresses me. Mr. Vaz in his defense said the PNP is wicked and uncaring. My question is, who is more wicked and uncaring? It's 1 month now, and we still have people out there, or the majority of the people in the West are living just at the elements. No roof over their heads today as we speak. Yes, they're giving JPS 150 million US to restore electricity. Who are they restoring these electricity to? This is my question. Who are they restoring their electricity to? These are people who are out without houses. Who are they restoring the electricity to? These people are just reckless and ridiculous.
Serious concerns, caller.
Yes, these people are reckless. And this is my 2 cents. I am so depressed about what I'm seeing in Jamaica today.
All right, caller.
Anyway, yes, I yield the floor to another caller.
Yeah, man, we'll talk. Ladies and gentlemen, what is really happening in this country? Are we going to let this slide again? It's the same ploy. You know what? Let me go and take the calls them and at the end I address this. Media Connections, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brother Perry. Mama tell you something, you see. You see want to dial Vaz, I want to tell him arrogance will get him nowhere. Because him could have screamed little louder. You know what Philip Paul just said a while ago? We want to know. And we have a right to know. And we should know. That this is not a personal business. This is a people's business. And the money that paid, you know, this coming like Brother Perry. You know, when you forget the money, I go open up your mouth and your friend will say, you get the money. And right away, them have a project, so them want a change for borrow. I saw this coming like because JPS was gonna find ways to for finance them whatever, because JPS has insurance. Because I remember there was a hurricane before when some insurance came and JPS passed on the charges to the customer, to the customers. This is what they're gonna do. So with Dalvas coming up about wicked, evil, and Karen, you need to turn all of that inward. Because Dalvas, you do not have a good track record. Neither does your party. We still are real from, I know, Brother Perry, when I get some of the used car they made from Bobby Mantic, 400 million, when I get some of them, yet, come back $1.4 billion with this old school bus thing, where the bus them all derelict and them park up. You understand what I'm talking about? And no, you're gonna take an insurance money away, and your money pay the premium them. This is money that was paid from Jamaican taxpayers, from our tax, from Jamaican taxes. And you act like say the opposition do not have a right to stand up in there and defend the people of Jamaica. Him outer order. You know, you see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And then again, like Marcia said, who other get the light? Daryl, we're not saying that we don't want the light, Brother Perry, because we know that to jumpstart the economy, they need light, the businesses and stuff like that. But don't make it look like, say, do this because of the love of the people them alone. Because people are living outside under the elements. Them not have no way for screwing a bulb. Unless them, you know what, we never got it. When am I going to screw the bulb, Brother Perry? When am I going to screw even a bulb to get light? Them get generators where they should be. And I'm going to ask people that are donating generators, Brother Perry, maybe if we could have sent some solar generators instead. Because to furnish the generators with the gasoline or whatever it run by, that's very taxing on people. So some solar power generators would be better help for them. But back to him out of order, and I want to discourage the opposition leader about financial background. And I'm telling you, don't forget your background are in a thieving. Sad to say, Mark is an honest man of integrity. So when people not trust you, and there's a low trust deficit with your party and your party leader. Right, Brother Perry, have a good day, because I will have a right to know. I will not stop us. And the people need to start demonstrate from out of the west, coming right back. On a not thief the 150, yeah. All right. So you're not going to give your friends some and you take some.
All right, caller. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play it one more time. I want persons to see that the opposition leader is advocated, because a lot of persons are saying that Mark Golding is not standing up. He is standing up. In Parliament yesterday, he stood on a point of order because Minister Vaz was getting personal, as they normally do. When persons try to hold them accountable or try to ask the relevant questions, when the opposition is the opposition, when the opposition is there to keep them in check and to ensure that the things are balanced out, the government gets defensive and they get personal and they get arrogant, just like the Prime Minister yesterday. No form of humility, unwilling to be held accountable. So he responds by saying that Mark Golding only has a financial background, but he doesn't care. And it is unfair and very unfortunate for him to even go down that road. Because probably if he had a financial background, he wouldn't have made so many blunders financially in his ministry.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, let me indicate very clearly for all of Jamaica to hear. The meeting that we had yesterday morning, where the Minister of Finance and the Financial Secretary was there, we ironed out a way forward, realizing the seriousness and the time-sensitive nature of this response. So the first answer to your question is that this government is prepared on behalf of the people of Jamaica to release the $150 million in whatever tranches are required as quickly as possible to get the restoration going. And that's the difference between a caring government and somebody who has a financial background. The people want light. Okay? So let me just make that clear.
Point of order, Minister.
Point of order.
Minister, point of order.
His feet, talking. The minister is standing on his feet, talking into the mic. You don't need to personalize your response. You don't need to get hot under the collar. It's a legitimate question I'm asking. And I'm just, so don't bother about having a financial background. I want to know a simple question. Are you going to ensure the funding is in place? And now you're coming back and personalizing it in a totally unnecessary way.
Let's take some calls, yeah? Midday Connections,
Mr.
good
Perry.
afternoon. Blessings.
Yes, Mr. Perry, good afternoon.
Mm.
I'm not really that educated and that bright. But with the JPS situation, I am wondering if it wouldn't have been a better situation. Instead of lending the JPS 150 million US, why did Mr. Vaz go into do the new contract with JPS? Point out what you want, what the government want from JPS and blah, 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 and come up with an amicable solution that will benefit the government and benefit the people of Jamaica. Use that $150 million for do something for the people them down country where live out a door. And the people them for go back to school. Me not so bright, you know.
No, man.
Just ask a question there.
I understand your concerns. The thing is, though, caller, a lot of persons are saying that the JPS, they have monopolized the entire Jamaica. They are a monopoly in Jamaica. There is no competition to JPS. There's no alternative. That. So that's one. So yes, a lot of Jamaicans are frustrated with JPS. To add salt to the wound, what persons are upset with Minister Vaz is that instead of demanding that JPS do their job because they have the money to do the job, we, caller, who is trying to rebuild, take billions of dollars, right, and lend it to them. What are the guarantees that we will get back the money from them? One of their major partners.
But JPS was not asking the government to lend them the money.
Exactly.
JPS was saying to them, say, okay, give me a contract. You don't have to give him the contract for 15 or 20 years, you know. Give him a small contract. Make him go looking on loan.
Exactly. So
Make him go looking on loan and come to the light, right? And then no. If you say, okay, this contract will be for 5 years, and after 5 years or 4 years, then if there's no improvement
Make
in
them go on.
the terms and conditions, then you go.
You go.
Exactly.
So why is that? And that's why the opposition is saying, what is the justification for the billions of dollars? And when the government asks these questions, the government gets defensive because they know that they are in the wrong.
Exactly. They know that they're in the wrong, and them thinks that we out here idiots.
Exactly. It's an insult.
But it's not about the poor people, you know. It's not about the poor people, you know. It's the rich people, them don't know where have them hotel and want the light on them something there.
We start them business.
Right.
All right.
Mr. Perry, have a good day.
Yes, man.
We're always going to suffer. Poor people always going to suffer in this country. Have a good day.
All right, caller. Bless you. Miss Winnie, I saw you were calling. Miss Winnie, give me a call now. Midday Connections, good afternoon.
Hello.
Greetings. Talk to me.
Hi, greetings there. I'm watching your live. Basically, this is over here looking in, and we can see that Jamaica are not answering. I can see that Jamaicans, we're not answering the right questions. Like, what are we actually going to do about Andrew Holness and his scamming that he's clearly doing? He's clearly scamming Jamaica. But the thing is, the people in Jamaica are in desperate need. Their focus is food, water, and lighting. So they can't. So the people can't really focus on what Andrew's doing. Andrew knows this. He's monopolizing on the whole thing as well. The argument about Andrew Holness giving 150 million to JPS, this is an old school lending monopoly game. And obviously, once someone's lending someone money, they are in debt with that person. So really and truly, and of interest, JPS will have to pay that money back. It's a whole money thing, yes. And I think that Jamaica needs to rise up. I think Jamaica needs to march for whatever they need. They need to fight for whatever they need. Talking is not going to change Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness hear everyone complaining on social media and his people and his marketing team. A different tactic the people need to really play.
Yes.
Which the government are not expecting. Yes? Because if you check it, PMP, they haven't really done much neither. Yes? They've done something, but they haven't done much.
They need the resources, though.
But hold on. Andrew Holness has got the resources. He has the money. So why isn't he then pouring in that money that all people in America and all these charities have been funding in? Why ain't he pouring that into Jamaica? Because he is practically lying to everyone and scamming, using excuses, using this and using that. What is $150 million got to do with feeding people's mouths? In areas in Westmoreland, people still don't have housing as well. This is a business. Andrew Holness does not care about Jamaicans. He cares about his Jamaican people, but he doesn't care about the rest of us or the rest of the other people then.
All right, caller.
He clearly doesn't.
Yes. He claims that he cares, but he doesn't. It's clear as day. He doesn't care. This government doesn't care, caller. It's the truth.
Well, if he did care, we shouldn't be bawling out for people to send us generator and bawling out for people out there to bring us food. It's a shame. We have Jamaican people have self-respect. What happened to that? It seems like that gone. It looked like we're like bottle of the barrel. We're really scraping low. We shouldn't be doing that. If our prime minister is ready to bargain 150 million with JPS, he's taking it on for fool. This is our problem as Jamaicans. We argue with ourselves, but we're not focused on the right things then. And the right things that is to get Andrew Holness out of the way. He should not be in Parliament, right? He shouldn't be in Parliament.
All right, caller. Thank you so very much. We're going to take 2 more calls and go, all right? Bless you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. That was an international caller from the United Kingdom. And she said she made an observation from outside looking in. It's clear that the government does not care. It is clear that they do not care, ladies and gentlemen. Midday Connections, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Perry.
Blessings, man, blessings.
Yes, I think, Mr. Holness is trying to take all of us for a fool, because if you look at it, look how many generators he got. And if you didn't even want to renew a contract with JPS, why you didn't send all the generators out to certain areas in the country that were the parishes that were damaged and so forth, and let the people get light until when JPS can give them back the light in 3 or 4 months' time.
Exactly.
Instead of keeping all those generators there and they're not using them, and the thing again is that they want to set up backlight for their friends, like the hotels and the big business places where they can get taxis, because it's all about taxis. They want to open the airport, so taxis come in. They want to open, they want to charge for the highway, so they can get taxis. So they don't really care about the persons down there, because if they did, they would try to help them set up back their houses as quick as possible. People
That's
want
true.
to be under shelter. Even if you don't have any light, people can use candle or use lamp. Because if you ask most of those persons now, what would you rather? JPS lend the government lend JPS this amount of money so you can get back light, or do you rather getting back your houses? I would say 75% or more would say would rather live in houses, more than concerned about light, because the whole thing is you can live without light, but you can't live without a shelter over your head. The sun come and burn you, rain come and wet you. You need shelter. Yeah, you need food. And I hear the Prime Minister says, "Oh, Prime Minister, it's not about that to go and give food to people. My business is to go and look monetary needs abroad." But your business was to walk up and down on election day, though. Not election day, when you were campaigning, you go as far as you want to go up in the hills and mountains and valleys. You find everybody. But no, for you to try the same persons who you find, and some of them vote for you. The interest is not there to find them now and ensure that they get shelter and food. Because what I really think, you cannot give back everybody a black house. You can't. But what I still believe is that we have another year to look forward to the hurricane, if consider every year it comes. But you could help people set up their board houses as safe as possible, and maybe during the year you might have some person who can buy some blocks and build around the house. Because lots of persons do that. They build block around the house and then they pull down the board house.
All right.
So I believe things like those the government should think about.
Yes.
Because everybody will not be able to get block house. So the ones who want to go back into board house, you might have some of them, because I've seen where some of the boards look like they really want to be replaced.
Yes, that's true.
Some of them houses.
That's
you give
true.
them size and all of that and set it up a little stronger for the time being, because you can think after. After you get in there and say, okay, I'll try, and you're going back to work, you try and get a little help here or there from the bank and buy a couple blocks and start up something around the house that maybe by the year to end, you might reach even block height where you might not even have to rush, because the whole thing is that if hurricane should come, you have something around the house already.
All right.
But I really believe that the government is not doing enough, although he is upset with everybody and say
he's not doing
lying
enough.
on
It's
him
the
and
truth.
all of that. And everybody can see his own supporters,
He's not doing enough. It's not a matter of, it's not propaganda. It's not persons being mischievous. The reality is, Carla, that the Prime Minister failed to effectively manage the disaster, right, in terms of rebuilding. So we understand that a category 5 would have caused catastrophic damage. That's not what persons are upset about. The baby on the breast could have expected houses to be flat. The issue that we're having is one of which we saw even yesterday, when Daryl Vaz is going to take up billions of taxpayers' dollars to pay a privately owned company who is not broke, right, to do their job. It makes absolutely no sense. And they didn't even ask for money. So people are asking, what is the point of giving them $150 million US? So, I mean, it's just irrelevant. I don't see the justifications for it. And when persons ask him, he deflects, he gets defensive, and he gets rude. And normally when persons behave like this, it is because they are in the wrong. That's just my opinion. But thank you so much, though. Thank you so much, caller. Let's see if we can take probably one more call. Yeah, but we out of time. That call dropped. All right. Tomorrow we take some more calls as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say some things here. Let me say something. We're living in a time where leadership in Jamaica has become mediocre, and it is selfishly executed in a way to deflect and to undermine the genuine concerns of the people. Not only that, the narcissistic tendencies of this government is proof enough that they have no intention of being held accountable. Yesterday in Parliament, Minister Vaz told the people of Jamaica, his colleagues, that they will be signing off on $150 million US, billions of Jamaican dollars, to loan it to JPS to speed up the restoration process of electricity in the worst affected areas. Not even the worst affected areas, you know. According to him, I'm just trying to regurgitate his argument. It's not even just the worst areas, but Jamaica on a whole, because we get to understand that a lot of other places are still without light. Fine, Mr. Vaz, we understand. But we have seen this ploy before. Minister Vaz is the same Vaz that paid $1.4 billion on old buses in the name of a rural bus system. Yes, the bus system was needed. Yes, we needed the children to be transported safely, right? Safely from point A to point B. Yes, we know it's a genuine concern. It is the People's National Party who started the JUTC. So when it came to bus system and the vision to have people conveniently traveling across the country at a cheaper cost, the PMP are the visionaries behind that concept. So we weren't against the rural bus system. What we were against was the overspending and the mismanagement of the funds. Because we know that this government has a reputation to have someone benefiting in the end. So when Damian Crawford and others said the same $1.4 billion could have been used to purchase brand new coasters that could have accomplished the same mission, Mr. Vaz said that the PNP were bad mind. Fast forward, the election come and gone. Because all of that was just for an election, you know. PR as usual, doing things to get votes. That's why they rushed and got old buses for $1.4 billion. Fast forward, we are in a crisis where electricity is concerned. Now the minister is going to tell us that they are going to spend $150 million US in a loan to JPS that they didn't ask for. They asked for an extension. They didn't ask for the money. The opposition is asking, do we have leverage in this negotiation? Do we have any guarantee that we will even get back this money? As a matter of fact, Mr. Vaz, where is the money coming from? That is very important. These are the questions that any well-thinking politician will ask, because Vaz doesn't know, Minister Vaz don't know the definition for politics. Politics is who get what, when, where, and how. It is the allocation of resources. So it is prudent for the politicians, for the opposition leaders to ask, where is this allocation coming from? Will we suffer because billions of Jamaican dollars were spent in a place where it didn't have to be spent? Are we losing in the name of winning? Because you're saying that the people need light. That is what you believe is the priority right now. But many persons would think differently, Minister Vaz. What about the people who still don't have food? What about the people who still don't have homes? What about the people who are still left susceptible to criminality because there is no security presence in many of these places because they are covered under a cloak of darkness? What about the people who are at the schools who the government is saying will have to move out of those schools because school must start back? There is no security. There is no reassurance from the Ministry of Finance because Minister of Finance is silent. They have muzzled the Minister of Finance. She cannot say anything because if you don't name Vaz, Mackenzie, Holness, or Tufton, you don't have any clue as to how the monies are being managed in this government. So here is another scandal pending based on what I see. And I am in my right to assume so because there's no reassurance, there's no guarantee, there is no security with the billions of dollars being given to JPS that may very well take the money and leave because we don't have leverage in this negotiation. Bat up and catch government. Try them or try a thing. And when the people of the opposition ask these questions, they are going to tell we that we are bad mind. When the people ask them, it's not just PMP asking. Regular Jamaican citizens, the layman, the average man, the girl and the boy, the mother and the father. People are asking. The people are asking the Minister Vaz and the government, what leverage do we have in this engagement? How are we sure that JPS will deliver? I saw an article this morning that Minister Vaz did a miscalculation with the money. So with all the miscalculation, because you don't have any financial background, Minister Vaz, so I am not surprised that you had a miscalculation. And with the Minister of Finance being muzzled, I am not surprised there was a miscalculation. So how am I sure that there's no more miscalculations going forward? So you insult the intelligence of the Jamaican people. You insult the concerns. You project the insecurities of your government, saying that they are uncaring and that them wicked. Basic psychology tells us that when somebody goes into defense mode so quickly, the very things that they project on you makes up the characteristics of themselves. So it tells me, Minister Vaz, just as though you were quick to talk about the opposition being wicked and uncaring, it is the heart that is speaking, Minister Vaz. Because out of the mouth, the heart speak. So when I heard you venting quickly that the opposition was being wicked and uncaring, it is the same narrative about you and your government. Because you were slow from the jump. Many persons said it. The private sector said it. Jamaicans said it. We've been saying it. You were slow from the jump. So don't try and make it seem as if you had the best interest of the Jamaican people at heart. We demand transparency. We demand for you to show us the guarantees. Don't shout at the opposition. Don't shout at the opposition leader. They have a constitutional responsibility to ensure that the people are seeing value for the money being spent. If you want to run a dictatorship JLP, go somewhere else. This is not an autocratic government or society. This is a democracy where the majority rules. And the majority is the people of Jamaica, not the Jamaica Labour Party-led administration, not the Andrew Holness administration. If you don't want people to question the modus operandi of your government, pack your bags and go. Pack your bags and leave. We are tired of this dictatorship style. Leave, man.
All of you. Pack your bags and go.
If you don't want anybody to question you, if you don't want anybody to question how you're governing and taking the resource of the people and how you want to spend it, any way you want to do it, an argument done. Who are you? You work for the people. A few money pay you. Go. If you don't want persons to question you, go. If you don't want to be held accountable, leave. If nobody can talk to you, who are you? Who are you? You're out of order. You're rude. So nobody shouldn't question how to spend taxpayers' money. The opposition shouldn't ask the pertinent questions. Leave. Retire. Resign. Go. This cannot be the way forward for this country. It's a disgrace. It's a shame. And for you laborites, because I see you on social media, you are a threat to the very fabric of this society. Because you see something as insensitive and as shady as that $150 million US. And you go in your green and social media and blatantly defend this government when you know that something is clearly wrong. You know the reputation of your government. You know that the integrity of this government is nothing to write home about. It is like a dog going back to its vomit. And you're going to get on social media and make it seem as if persons don't have a right to question how their monies are being spent. I am more concerned about the people that run behind this party and this government. Let me tell you this, Minister Vaz. Let me tell you this, Dr. Holness. The JLP has seen better days. You're not the best administration to come from the Jamaica Labour Party. So if you believe that you are the best thing since sliced bread, and that your leadership is unprecedented, wake up and smell the coffee. The people of Jamaica are tired of your dictatorship tendencies and your arrogance. And the people who run behind these politicians, you're a threat to Jamaican society. You're a threat to the democracy. You're a shame and a disgrace to the people of this country. Look at what is happening in this country. The people want light. That's why we say the government has failed to institute a system that can have different moving parts working simultaneously, because there was no preparation to help the people of Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa. No preparation. Several things should be happening at the same time because several things were affected at the same time. And never electricity alone did get touched because of Melissa. People house blow down. People now no food. People are marooned. People are sick. So don't tell me about your care. Don't tell me about the opposition is wicked. Because of what? Because they want to see that the monies that are there are being allocated properly and responsibly. But nobody should question you. Why? Are you God? Who are you? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna end the show. If you don't want people to hold you accountable, if you don't want to produce receipts for your transactions, if you don't want people to question the modus operandi as to how you go about making your decisions, pack your bags, leave Parliament, go into retirement, and take care of your grandchildren. Resign now. Let us pray. Father, we give you thanks for your mercies. We give you thanks for your grace. We give you thanks for PDTV News. We give you thanks, mighty God, that we're able to have wonderful conversations. We're able to engage the people of this country as it relates to social issues, matters of governance. But Lord, we're still praying for the government. We're praying for the Prime Minister. We're praying for the opposition leader. We're praying for the MPs as we all try to rebuild, to bounce back stronger than before. Lord, I pray for humility in this country, especially at the helm of our leadership. It is needed, especially in a time like this. The tone must be relevant to the times. This is not an election, mighty God. The election has passed. So please grant our MPs, our politicians on both sides, the grace to deal with this matter, not as politicians, but as human beings who care. Lord God Almighty, where there is sin, let grace more abound. Let there be grace upon this country. Lord, we pray for the church leaders. I pray that there will be an uprising spiritually in this country like never before. Because Jamaica is strayed from you, and because of this, mighty God, so many things have taken this country by surprise. But Lord, just as the national anthem is a prayer, just as the pledge is a pledge before God and all mankind, we're praying, mighty God, that you will give us the strength, the tenacity, the fortitude, the stick-to-itiveness to weather this storm and to bounce back better than before. Cover your people under your blood. We're in the middle of the week. Yes, we're praying that you will keep the people safe on the road as they travel, as they work, as they do business, as they engage their families and other people. These and other mercies we ask in Jesus' name. And let the people say amen. Listen, that's all we have time for today. Lord God, it is almost 2:30, yeah? Tonight, we'll talk tonight. And I believe in my heart that the best is yet to come. Big up Ishmael. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stevens and the team, they have finished their mission in St. Elizabeth and they are already on their way over. I am pretty sure tonight, I'm hoping that Mr. Stevens can give us some updates as to how St. Elizabeth went. Yes, remember that yesterday they struck a major deal with T. Getty's grant and they went out with some diapers today. So we'd like to hear how that went. So tonight we'll talk. But I believe the best is yet to come. Despite all that is happening, the best is yet to come. All right? Bye-bye. Take care.
Ordered already yet. Somebody shout hallelujah. I said I'm happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his hand. Yes, mommy, I see you. Yes, the journey is almost over. Shut up. And the battle is nearly won. And I have a feeling in my heart. The best is yet to come. Slide up it. Over there, sir. Wanna ready to get up, now, man. I feel mad in this place. Let's go.